If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me and subscribe to me on all my other social media platforms. What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with a thread video for you guys. I said I was gonna do one for the month of December. I had a different idea in mind at the beginning, but I decided to change that, and we're gonna go for a more short-formed thread video. And this is 5 terrible album covers on great albums. So this is going to be pretty much metal-centric, so I should title it 5... What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with another thread video for you guys. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, and I said I was going to do one for the month of December. I had a different idea in mind, but I decided to change it up. So this thread is going to be 5 terrible album covers on great metal albums. So that's the caveat. The album cover has to not be good, but the album itself has to be great. So, yeah, it really makes you have to think long and hard, dick jokes, about what to pick for this. And luckily for me, I have 5 albums right here that are great in my opinion, but the album covers, not so much, at least in my opinion as well. So, yeah, there's a multitude of bad album covers on great metal albums out there, and I'm curious to see what you guys tell me as far as your choices, whether in the comments or in a response, which before I get started, if you guys want to respond to this thread, then make a video and tag me in it so that way I'll know who made it and I can check it out for myself and see what you guys have to say. But without further ado, let's get this show on the road, shall we? So the first one's kind of an obvious choice, and that is, well, accept balls to the wall. So there's the cover right there. Yeah, feast your eyes on this masterwork. But yeah, the album itself, it's a classic early mid-80s metal album. After all, most people know Balls to the Wall of the song, but you also got London Leather Boys, Fight It Back, Head Over Heels, Losers and Winners, Winter Dreams. Like, there are some legit great songs on here, and after all, this is still the big album that put Accept on the mainstream map for many, many years. So overall, musically, it's a great album. This album cover, though, I don't know what they were thinking with this album cover. It's just a hairy leg and a dude holding a pair of balls. Yeah, it's too homoerotic for my liking, so yeah, no. Just no on this album cover. But the album itself is fantastic for classic heavy metal back in the 80s. I mean, it's what one of the big albums of the 80s, especially for the title track. But again, why this album cover? I'll never understand. But what can you do? Now, probably the biggest one out of the entire bunch, and that is Black Sabbath with Paranoid. There's the cover for you. So, yeah, this one's kind of a well-known one in terms of the story behind the cover, because the album was originally going to be called War Pigs, but they changed it due to the Vietnam War at the time, so they decided to call it Paranoid. But they didn't do any alterations to the cover. It's just a dude with a sword and a shield and a helmet, like, diving in, and it's all, like, weird looking. Like, I don't understand what's going on with this album cover on a title called Paranoid. But the album itself, one of the classics amongst classics. After all, War Pigs, the title track, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, Fairies Wear Boots. I mean, just every single song is incredible. I mean, this is one of the greatest albums ever created, not just for metal, but music as a whole. But why this album cover? I'll never understand it, no matter how long I ask. Why this? Why that? What's up with that? I don't know. I'm running out of words because this album cover just makes my head just hurt. So yeah, Black Sabbath Paranoid. Now this one's kind of a personal one for me, and I know some people might be disagreeing with me on this one, but Blood Red Throne Monument of Death. So there's the cover up close for you. But this album cover, I've always had like a head scratcher about this. The music though, great debut album. In fact, I ranked it number 3 overall on my Blood Red Throne album ranking video I did over a year ago. So I still absolutely love this album when it comes down to the music. But this album cover, I would have liked a little more I would have liked some imagination in the album cover, like maybe some crazy art piece or something gruesome other than just blood pitter-patters on a cover. I just, especially on an album called Monument of Death, you would have expected like this giant literal monument of death, like a Grim Reaper figure as a statue with a bunch of dead bodies. That would have made for a fucking great album cover for this album instead of just pitter-patter blood on a white sheet of paper or mat or whatever the fuck. But as far as the songs, like on this album, you know, Portrait of a Killer, starting off with that almost hammer smashed face opening, Souls of Damnation, and Dream Controlled Murder, bringing in those like black metal tremolos that come in, but also Children Shall Endure, Merry Whispers of Death, Ravenous War Machine. The top to bottom, it's a fun debut from these badass Norwegian death metalers, but the album cover, I would have liked to have seen something imaginative and rather insane. But yeah, Blood Red Throne Monument of Death. The penultimate one on this list, and I can probably foresee this one being on a lot of people's lists if this video gets around, Cannibal Corpse Kill. There it is. And of course, this one is kind of an interesting one to talk about because, you know, the actual cover for the album, well, the art associated with the albums on the inside with the dude with his cheeks cut and has a permanent smile, that's the art associated with the album, even though it's on the interior. But the cover itself, it's just the logo with the phrase kill, which the story behind that was one of the head honchos over at Metal Blade decided, let's just have that be the cover to be like directly in your face instead of having Vince and Locke's art on the cover. But the music on here, the album itself, it's one of the best Cannibal Corpse albums. I mean, I'm going to be going full form about it in my Cannibal Corpse ranking coming out in February, so stay tuned for that. But I'll just say, it's a fantastic album. Cover art, not so much. But what can you do? And then the final one, and this one, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen a better album art for this, but the album itself is brilliant. Evile, Hell Unleashed. There's the cover right there. But yeah, I love this album. I still love this album. In fact, this was my number 2 on my Album of the Year video for 2021. I still love it musically. This album's fantastic. Gore, Incarcerated, The Thing, their cover of Mortician Zombie Apocalypse, the title track. It's a fantastic death thrash album. Like, this is more death thrash than straight up thrash. But this album cover, it's just cheesy. Just a cheesy picture of like a hellish demon with a freaking staff. I mean, I would have rather seen like a giant portrait of hell with like skeletons and gory bodies jumping into the fiery pits. I think that would have really given this album art some oomph to it, instead of this cartoony demon on the cover that's not really scary at all. But music-wise, fantastic. If you love Evile, you know what you're going to get with this. But yeah, amazing album, not so amazing cover. I mean, I would rather just take that staff and shove it up the demon's ass for all I care. So there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, does it for my choices of 5 terrible album covers on great metal albums. Of course, this is absolutely subjective. This isn't like a definitive list. This was just 5 that I chose, that I had. But like I said, there are some other examples that people probably bring up to me in the responses or in the comments, depending on what you guys are going to do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, does it for this video. But yeah, for those of you who are watching that want to continue this thread, be sure to make a video and tag me in a video so I can watch it and see your guys' choices. Or if you don't have videos on your channel and you want to tell me your list, let me know in the comments section below, as we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year, heading into 2024, where we've got more to come. But until next time, keep your horns high and your dreams wet.